welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. So, last night, I had the great pleasure of going and seeing Oasis at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Cage the Elephant opened. Cage the Elephant was awesome. And I didn't think that I was ever going to see Oasis again. So, when they announced that they were getting back together, I was like, oh, we got to go to one of the early dates because they're going to start fighting and the whole thing's going to fall apart. But we made it. We actually went to night 2 of the Oasis show in New Jersey, and it was fantastic. It was everything we could have ever wanted. Had a spot on the field. You know, you could kind of see the band. The screens were amazing. The sound was absolutely incredible because they have a lot of money. They can perfect their sound, and they both sounded great. Noel and Liam both sounded amazing. Liam looked like he was pouting the entire time, which is exactly what you want from him. He was wearing like a raincoat and then later a bucket hat, and he was scowling. And that's really what you pay for. I mean, really what you are there for when you are seeing one of your favorite bands from a time in your life that was pristine is you just want a giant sing along with tens of thousands of people. And that's what we got. It was a beautiful night. The vibe in the crowd was so good because it was a lot of Gen Xers, obviously, but also millennials and Gen Zers. And my niece, she messaged me this morning. She is 29, and she was like, OMG, so jealous. So, yes, Oasis is one of those transcendent bands. And I was looking at them going, how much are they making for this tour? I mean, it's not Taylor Swift money. It might not be $1 billion, but what they're doing in merch, because all of the merch booths were just completely jam-packed, stampeded. It was a long wait to buy shirts. I bought myself a shirt. I bought one of my daughters a bucket hat because you absolutely have to. But it reminded me of one of the first times that I met Oasis in 1995. It was December. We were in Aspen Snowmass for the MTV Winter House because MTV had been doing the Beach House for a few years. We were on our 3rd year of the Beach House in 1995. So they started in 1994 doing the Winter House. And of course, in 1994, I had taken Puck home for Christmas and fell snowboarding and broke my wrist. So I had a cast on my arm for that go round. So I was ready to rumble and snowboard every day, and so excited to meet Oasis because they were going to perform on the side of the mountain. So the band shows up. Liam walked right up to me and asked me where he could buy cocaine. And I was like, I don't know. I never done cocaine. I don't do it. And I wouldn't know, but I remember the line from Better Off Dead when Booger is looking around going, can you imagine the street value of all this snow? So he was surrounded by white powder, which apparently affected his voice. So that night the night before Oasis performed, they got there the day before, we were having the big MTV Viacom holiday party back in New York, and my boss felt bad about it, so she rented out a big suite in the hotel we were staying in, and had everyone come, had it catered. It was amazing. So we had our own holiday party, and of course the guys from Oasis show up. So what do they start doing? Liam and Noel start putting cigarettes out on the carpet. Just I don't know. They weren't there that long, but they smoked enough that they didn't open a window. They didn't go outside. They were just stamping out, their cigarettes into the carpet of this nice hotel.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
And then, because it was the era of CDs and we were all listening to Beastie Boys' Ill Communication, one of the Gallagher brothers didn't like it. It was Liam. And so he went over and he took the Beastie Boys out of the CD player and put the Beatles in. And it's like, these were all like 22-year-old Americans. And they were like, we don't want to listen to the Beatles. We want to listen to the Beastie Boys. And so Jim, who was a PA at the time, he went over and took the Beatles out and put it down kind of forcefully and put the Beastie Boys back in. So Liam goes and takes the Beastie Boys out again, throws it across the room, breaks the CD, puts the Beatles back in. And Jim, at this point, he's only a PA. He doesn't care. He's like, what the are you doing? And, starts pushing Liam Gallagher. Liam Gallagher starts pushing back, and a fight breaks out. And so somehow I'm in the middle of the fight, and Liam Gallagher starts pushing me. And I'm like, what the are you doing, you little? And so somehow I got Liam Gallagher in a headlock. And his brother goes, no one gets my brother in a headlock. No one hurts my brother but me. And he jumps on my back. And I'm literally fighting both Gallagher brothers at the same time. And we collapse onto the floor because they were both horrible fighters. I'm a woman. And between the two of them, they couldn't take me. And it's not because I'm a skilled pugilist, although let's be honest, I am. So we all fall to the floor, and I just start laughing like crazy, and basically called them names and called them wusses, and they laughed, they smoked, they put more cigarettes out on the floor and left. And my boss got charged $3,000 to replace the carpet in the suite because they ruined it. And so the next day, I was like, it's what you want from the Gallagher brothers. You want them to be jerks. You want them to fight and curse and make a scene. That's what you're signing up for. And so last night at the concert, they came out, they hugged, they were embracing and holding hands. And it's like, it was almost a little too bro-y. But in that authentic moment, it was like, all right, we'll take it. And, it's like half the people who worked at MTV were like, these guys are the biggest we've ever seen. And half of us were like, yeah, but it's pretty funny. And now everyone's got a great story. But I don't know what Liam Gallagher did that night. I don't know what he found. But the next day, he couldn't sing. So we all went up to the mountain, got a bunch of extras on the side of the mountain in this incredibly picturesque, beautiful Colorado mountainscape. And Noel's singing. Liam he can't even, I don't know what he did to his voice. I don't know if he had stage fright. And he saw me, he was like, ugh. And this was 2 years after I got in a fight with Tom York at the beach house, and he almost electrocuted himself. He jumped into the pool because he was so mad at me. So I don't know what effect I have on these moody English rockers, but they can all thank me now because they're billionaires. So Liam didn't sing. It's a great performance. You can look it up, December 1995. MTV, Aspen, Winter Wonderland, something like that. And you can see the Oasis performance, and you can see a very sullen Liam who did not sing. Last night, he was sullen. He sounded great. He sounded amazing. It was everything I could have ever wanted. And their richness is our reward, and I will take it. I hold no grudges when you are that creative and you absolutely deliver. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.